All right, so let's break it down, right? So I'm just going to take Florida as a whole, okay?
Okay.
We'll take Florida as a whole. We're going to go to asset classes, and we're going to go to just all. This is how I kind of understand asset classes and transactional volumes and everything, right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
look in just Florida sales sold within the last 12 months. So if we look at this real quick, we see that there have been 234,000 properties that have traded in the last 12 months. Everything, every type of
Yeah.
asset class in the state of Florida. This is also small, low land parcels, everything included. Okay.
Okay, including land.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this is everything. This is everything except for houses. Some pieces of land might be technically residential, but not houses. So what I'm
Okay.
going to look at first, like you just said, I'm going to kind of just say, okay, we want, let's just say it's probably too small, 10,000 square foot and up to 100,000 feet. We only had 4,000 properties in totality, but we really
Yeah.
care more about like retail as an example, 851. If you look at shopping centers, you're really just these put together. So you're looking at maybe like 580 for you. Industrial, here you go, right? So 10,000 to 100,000 square feet, 1,137 properties sold between 10,000 and 100,000 square feet in the last 12 months in the state. Here's the cool thing, right? So then now what I care about is like, okay, well, now I want to know properties that we sold for $1 million or more, right? So $1 million or more, 729 industrial, 10,000 to 100,000 square feet. Even
Yeah.
if we just got rid of the square footage and we just said industrial that sold for $1 million or more, obviously this is going to give you, some smaller stuff in higher end areas. Anyways, if we just do $1 million or more total sale price, right? So you can make some decent money, right? We're looking at 1,709. Now, if let's just go one back farther, 500K. There you go. So this is really your market. 500,000 and above, 2.3K sold in the last 12 months. If we do the last 2 years, almost the same average, right? 4,700, that's 2,350 a year. If
Yep.
we go the last 5 years, you take this number divided by five, and you get about the same. I think it's 25, just under that actually. It literally is almost identical. 12,
Yeah.
3,282 divided by 5 years, 2,456. So we're right on the money. So every single year, about, let's just say 2,350 you're selling. Now, what we're going to do here is the following. Now we're going to try to get a better understanding of who we're selling to. Okay. So now we're going to understand the owner, right? So we want somebody who owns at least 5 properties. Okay, we want to be able to get in touch with them, and we don't care. Let's say the last 2 years. And one second, owner portfolio assessed value. Let's do at least 1 million. Here you go. So this is basically now going to show us property owners, right? If you look at my filters,
Yeah.
industrial property owners who own 5 properties or more, assessed value, portfolio assessed value is over $5 million. We have their phone number, and the last thing that they bought for a minimum of 500 grand in the last 2 years in the state of Florida. So now what we can look here is if we go to owners, I'm actually gonna do one last thing. I want to look at people only, not companies. Here you go. So what you're going to do is that you have this list. I would just look at the focus on the top 50, right? Because you have 15 pages of this. Okay.
Yeah.
But really the top 50, I definitely would be focused on these individuals. Every you can see exactly when their last acquisition date was. So you can look at people that bought in the last 12 months, 24 months. And these are going to be the people that I would say need to become your best friends. Now, obviously, you can even sort by areas, but just to keep in mind, I would focus more on the statewide versus just in your local market, just because there's going to be a lot more opportunity. These people should become your best friends because these are going to be the people you sell the deals to. This is only half your day, right? Because if you keep calling buyers, you have nothing to sell them. So what I would recommend you do is that now that we understand how to find the buyers, right? Like you're going to plug
Yep.
in
Yep.
exactly these
Yep.
these criteria, right?
Yeah.
And then you hit apply and you go to owners, and then you can literally export this list. You can literally just go to export. What you're going to do is the following. Now you're going to do the reverse to find the
To
sellers.
the
Okay, so now
seller.
we're going to refresh your screen. We're going to
Yeah.
do Florida again, state of Florida. Now what you'll do is you go to property type, industrial. We're going to go to owner. We obviously want to get a hold of them. They're probably going to be a person, not a company. Someone who owns only one, I'd say two or less. Owner's person includes a phone number. They own only 2 properties at the absolute most, right, or less. Sales. Now they bought it for a very low price per square foot. So I'd say 25 bucks or less, 50 bucks or less a foot when they bought it, and they haven't sold within the last 10 years. And now the last thing I would do is that your taxes are at least like 15,000 bucks. So like it's not like a piece of garbage. So now last thing I wanted to add right quick is that I always like to do the year built to 2000. These here, this list, right? this 1,000 property list is who I would get in touch with. Every single one of these property owners is a good opportunity for you to make some money. Now, I want you to understand, everyone goes like, only 1,000 properties? Yeah, well, listen, 1,000 properties, and this is just industrial, just in the state of Florida. And if hypothetically you added, if you do North Carolina, same search, you only got another 200 properties, right? So now you're at 1,185. And if you included retail, if you go over here and include retail, right, we're obviously just going to get rid of auto repair shops, bars and taverns, and car washes, fast food restaurants, gas stations. So anyways, now you have 1,756, okay, between the two. So now it's like, think about it. These 1,756, I guarantee you something in the vicinity of 2 to 6% of this list here is going to trade every year. 2 to 6%.
Okay.
Every year is going to trade.